Okay, so in this video we're going to start looking at the Bootstrap grid system. So Bootstrap basically breaks screen sizes into a couple different ranges. Basically anything that's less than 786 pixels wide, similar to a phone, is considered extra small. Small is 786 to 992, and that's roughly equivalent to a tablet. Medium is 992 to 1200, which is a small laptop, and then large is things that are greater than 1200 pixels wide. Okay, so anyway, what you basically want to be able to do is to have the layout of your page adapt based on these different screen sizes. The way that's accomplished with Bootstrap is using the grid system. So basically each row on the page is broken up into 12 columns or spans. So there's always 12 units across a row. And you can use classes to basically define how many of those different columns or spans a specific element can take up. And that's generally accomplished using a series of predefined classes. All right, so let's have a look at this. I'm going to go ahead and just pull this page up. So as you can see here, we have two divs. The divs are just shown in different colors. So we have the green div here, and then a gray div. And these have been assigned the Bootstrap class column small 6 and then column small 6. Remember that there's 12 columns or spans across the row. So basically what this is saying is that this div is taking up half of the page and this div is taking up the other half of the page. These scale up, so if we make the page bigger, it's maintaining that 50-50 split of the page. Eventually though, if we make the page smaller and it moves to an extra small size, then they're going to switch back to the default behavior, which is that each div is going to take up the full extent, or they're going to stack. So this is what it would maybe look like on a phone versus what it would look like on a tablet or a computer, like a laptop. So that's basically what this is allowing you to do. You're basically taking the page, breaking it up into 50-50 split, so you can have things that basically be next to each other. The rest of these examples are basically just showing different ways that you could potentially split the page. Okay, so example 1 is just doing column small 6, column small 6, so it's a 50-50 split. The next example is column small 3, column small 9. Again, that sums to 12, right? So this is basically taking up a quarter of the page, and this is taking up 3/4. And again, once you move down to the extra small size, then they stack, which is again the default behavior. Example 3, we're doing a 4/8. So this is basically taking up a third of the page, and this is taking up 2/3 of the page. Again, they scale up, and then as you go down to extra small, then they stack or go back to the default behavior. All right, now the second one here we have, or the fourth one, sorry, is now using column medium 6 and column medium 6 as opposed to small 6. So as you can see with this, once we move down to not the extra small but the small size, it'll stack eventually. There we go. So this stacked before this did because this is medium as opposed to small. So small or smaller, extra small, is going to yield back stack, and it's only until you get to the medium size that they're going to split the page. Okay, 5, we're doing medium 3, medium 9. So similar, we're getting basically a 1/4, 3/4 split, but it goes back to stack when you get to medium, or you get to small as opposed to extra small. So it's split medium and higher. And then 6, we've got a 3/9. Again, you're just with the medium, same thing. So it's just going back to stack earlier. You can have you can have more than one class assigned, just like you can with any other class selectors. So in example 7 here, we've got a medium 6, small 3, and then a medium 6, small 9. So we got 6, 6, and then 3, 9. So we're basically, when we're medium or higher, we're splitting the page, and then when we get down to small, then you can see that it'll kick back to a different behavior eventually. Let me see here. There we go. So that's your small. So this is where you've got your 3, 9, so 1/4, 3/4 split. And then when you get up to the medium or bigger, then you've got your 50-50 split. Okay, and then the last example is a little bit more complicated, but basically what's going on here is we have two classes assigned to 3 different divs, always summing to 12. So when we're at large, we basically have 2, 5, 5. Again, that sums to 12. And then 6, 3, 3 at medium, and then 4, 4, 4 at small. So let's expand this out. So now we should be at our large size, I believe. So this is where we have 2, 5, 5. That makes sense. So this is a smaller one, and then 5, 5. And then when we get down to medium, this should kick down to 6, 3, 3. So it takes, there it goes, 6, 3, 3, and then eventually stack, right? So anyway, this is basically, we have 3 different classes for each one. Again, they all sum to 12. That way you can have different behavior at 3 different screen sizes. So this is effectively the grid system in action. So just as a quick side note, let's look at West Virginia View page. So I've used this on my website. So for example, here we have these icons that are 3 across. So if we look at, and also as we make the page smaller, eventually they stack, right? So that was accomplished using the grid system. So if we go into the page view here, you can see that, let me find those. Here we go. So we got a small 4, small 4, small 4 assigned. So these are all this row class basically defines one row, or clear across, and then it's broken up into 3 divs. Each are 4, 4, 4. So basically they're going to be side by side until it gets down to extra small, and then they'll stack. Anyway, so that's a quick introduction to the Bootstrap grid system, which is the kind of central means of doing responsive web design with Bootstrap.